Hello my friends, wherever you may be. My name's Kat, and thank you again for joining me for this next episode of Stretch Therapy, coming to you live this beautiful Easter Saturday morning here in sunny Queensland in Australia. So I promised you with our last hamstring video that there would be a second part, so we're going to do that today, but we will start with a little warm-up. So bringing the soles of the feet together, I always think it's helpful and necessary to release and open the groin. So sitting up nice and tall, just try and let those hips open and just gently ease forward. Some nice breaths. Deep breath in, exhale. Ooh, I'm feeling a little stiff today. Holding onto those feet or those freshly painted toenails. Always notice the lower half of my body, particularly when I start stretching, as my toenails are allowed to chip and my legs hairy. So it's nice to feel immaculately groomed this morning with you as we're doing this. I do have some tools to help us this morning as well. A strap, a towel, and definitely water. It's lovely and warm here this morning. It's still quite early and it's already almost 26 degrees. It's quite warm, so just easing on over. Nice deep breath. Try and push those hips back, but also easing out deep, not only into those hips, but that SIJ, allowing it to release, allowing it to relax. Particularly if, like on Good Friday yesterday, you may have watched a few movies, reading, sitting around not doing an awful lot. And then just put your elbows kind of on the calves there and just move side to side a little bit. And gently come up. Oh. Extend those legs out. Take one foot in, one foot across. Drive that hip down. Forearm in, deep breath in. Exhale. Oh boy. Yes, I will be groaning right along with you. Try and sit up a little bit taller. Relax the shoulders down a little bit more. I wonder how you're feeling this beautiful morning or evening, depending on where you've tuned into. Relax the shoulders, sit up a little taller. You can kind of pull it across a little bit more. Nice deep breaths. We'll really have to move this camera one day so you can see the view that I can see. We're still in our infancy as far as our filming is concerned. One day we'll get there, won't we, my love? He's nodding. He's smiling. He's very happy being behind the camera. Maybe one day we'll get him to be a little bit more interactive as well. What do you think? And then release and relax and rotate, push that hip through. And let's go the other side. driving that hip down. Remember, your option was to extend the bottom leg if you can't quite get that hip down. Oh, I'm actually starting to sweat. Use my towel for what it was designed for. Sitting up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. So pulling that knee in and across. If you haven't watched the earlier videos, may I suggest that you do go back and watch the earlier videos. There might be some things in there that I missed today that you'll pick up in those videos, and they're definitely a great place to start. This series too is really useful for beginners, runners, people who spend a lot of time sitting, which is everybody. Isn't just for advanced stretches. So I want you to remember that. I'd also like you to remember as well that it took some time for you to become quite stiff, quite tight. So it will take some time to release, relax, and perhaps undo some of that. And then release and rotate. And then extend those legs forward. Let's give those ankles a bit of a release and roll. Okay, let's come down onto our back. So let's have our strap handy, just down nice and slowly. Oh, take a moment, let those hips relax. And I want you to feel a sense of symmetry. So your left and right are equally balanced. I don't want your leg extended. I'd like your one leg flat as we extend one leg into the air. Now the reason I've done that is because if you watch my lower back, as soon as I start to extend that leg, and for some of you that will be much worse, you'll see I start to arch my back, which is going to add more strain to that lower back. So bring the foot in, I can relax the back, I can relax the hips, and then the focus is definitely on the backs of the legs. Now, this is the point that if you want to use a strap, you're going to put it, or a towel is equally as good, under the balls of the foot, because we are going to flex and point, flex and point. So flex and point, particularly if you're back here and you're not feeling much of a stretch. Flex and point. Flex. And then bend and straighten, again relaxing those hips down, and bend and straighten. So to begin with, we're just trying to get the back of this leg to relax. Relax the shoulders, relax those hips, so it doesn't feel like it's just holding on, and for some of you it will. So then we're going to try and breathe. Find a point that you can place your hands, or holding on with the strap. And holding on with the strap can be really beneficial too just struggling to relax your shoulders, if it's really, really feeling quite tight. And nice deep breaths. Now this is one of those exercises that's going to take a little while. This is a nice long stretch. But realistically, it's not necessarily a stretch. It is, but it's more of a nice long release, allowing the back of this leg to relax, because the body's natural impulse once we start moving is to contract. And we're trying to get the muscle to that point where, and you will have felt this at some point, where the body suddenly goes, ah, it relaxes. And again, nice deep breaths, relax the shoulders. And again, bend and straighten. Now maybe this time, as you are bending and straightening, it's going a little bit further. If it's not, don't stress. The last thing I want you to do, the last thing I want you to feel is to feel bad about yourself. There's plenty of that going on right now. So please don't. Like I said, it took you a while to become tight, restricted, locked up. It will take a while to release and relax, and to, I'm not going to say put length back into the muscle, because technically the muscle doesn't lose its length. I'm going to put that extensibility back into the muscle, that ability to release, that ability to let go. And again, flex and point. Flex and point. Or you might find this, you feel this behind the knee, in the calf. It's awful. Oh my gosh. So as you can see, mine has really started to give. I definitely don't have the flexibility that I used to have, but that's been the sacrifice in order to develop greater strength, in order to enjoy running and walking long distances that I do, is that I'm not uber flexible anymore, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is feeling tight. What I'm not okay with is losing my range of motion or becoming more prone to injury because I haven't been appropriately stretching and investing time into my flexibility, which is what we should be doing. Now we're going to do a PNF stretch. It stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's going to enhance this stretch. So find a place that you can hold on to, hold on tight, and you're going to push back into these hands for 6, 5, come on, from here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Relax the back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Oh, that's a bit better. try and keep those hips down. I can feel my pelvis starting to lift. That's not feeling for me quite so acute, quite so tight. And we're going to try that once more. So hold it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh, I can feel that right up in here. So that tells me just how tight I've allowed these hamstrings to become. Don't worry, I can be a little bit of a procrastinator sometimes when it comes to my own flexibility. There we go, that's feeling a lot better. Again, try to release, relax the shoulders. Hold it for just a little bit longer. And then let it go. Let it relax. Pop it down. Okay, let's just draw the knees into the chest, relax the shoulders down, perhaps rock side to side in a circle. Part of your stretching and flexibility routine should also be listening and tuning in and listening to what you need, what your body needs. You know, when we get up in the morning or we stretch because organically that's what we feel, that's what we need. All right, yes, let's get onto the second side. Oh boy. Wow, this side is so much tighter. Really, really feel that right up there in that leg. Try to get the hips to relax, shoulders to relax. Remember, the option is to put that strap or that towel. I actually prefer the towel, to be honest, simply because it has a greater surface area. There we go, that's better. Oh, and that actually stops me from cheating or easing off. Feel free to ease off at any point if it feels more than uncomfortable. Unfortunately, I think one of the reasons, I know it's one of the reasons I procrastinate. Sometimes my flexibility work is because it's uncomfortable and unpleasant. I know some of my clients and participants of my classes are laughing right now because we've had this conversation on multiple occasions. So pointing and flexing, I can feel that right up in there. Breathing and then bringing the knee into the chest and extending into the chest and extending, bending in. Another reason also is time. It's allocating time to flexibility, to relaxing and to breathing, and we have a lot more of that at the moment. Fortunately, unfortunately, it's a bit of a double-edged sword at the moment, isn't it? I wonder how you're all feeling today. Sending my love and my hugs virtually, wherever you may be. And again, point and flex. Lovely benefit of this is inviting some movement into that ankle joint. I say in my classes all the time that I think often we only roll the ankle after we roll our ankle, because it's so tight and stiff. We're trying to get that movement. But ankle mobility is important. Ankle strength is important, but mobility is equally important, particularly for maintaining our range of movement, maintaining the body's ability to be reactive in times of environmental stress, i.e., like me, for instance, running around the reserve just recently and stumbling on a stone, bending and stretching while we chat, and twisting my ankle but not damaging it. It was swollen and I definitely hurt it, but because I work to maintain my mobility and strength, i.e. doing balance work, my ankle, I believe, reacted better than perhaps it would have or did, when I was a lot younger, and was a lot more flexible. My ankles were not very strong, and as a consequence, I rolled my ankles quite a lot. And as we all know, injuries are not fun at all. How are we doing? Oh, I feel like that's starting to release a bit. So let's do a PNF stretch. Relax the back. Find a place that you can hold on to. You're pushing back with this leg. The hands are like the anchor. Push back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Oh, that's better. That's getting better. Oh, just see that starting to shake and bend. There are the dogs. I do apologise. You will hear natural sounds and noises coming from our videos. It's a part of life, right? You'll hear the dogs, you'll hear the neighbours. Oh, I wish you'd heard the birds just before we started. The kookaburras were all singing absolutely beautifully. Oh, that's just, it's interesting, isn't it? Interesting how we always feel tighter in one side than the other. Okay, let's try that PNF stretch again. So find that point you can anchor onto. Push back for 6, 5, 4, ugly face, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh, this side is weaker as well. Deep breath in, exhale. Oh, definitely unpleasant when I hold on to my toes. I can really feel that right down here. You'll see me rubbing along my leg, trying to generate heat. Yep, see, I shake. I know some people will shake through with this. Just a little bit longer, hang in there, a little bit longer. And then release. Oh boy. Extend that leg down. And gently, gently bring the knees into the chest. And I say gently because given the position of our legs compared to where our lower lumbar region is, your back could feel a little bit fatigued, a little irritated. And now I want you to roll over onto your tummy. Kick my gear out of the way. Oh, nice and slowly. One hand on top of the other and just, roll those hips side to side. Relax the back. Excuse me. Hands are going to come underneath the shoulders. Relax the bottom. Deep breath in and lift. And lower down. I could just feel when I was on my back. Exhale that things were just a little tight. I could feel, I believe that it was coming, hip flexors, could really feel it quite acutely into my lower back. And breathe out. And breathe in. Adjust wherever you need to. Trust your body. And breathe out. And breathe in. And again, relax. And breathe out. Breathe in. Push up to the hands and knees. Feet together, knees wide. Sit back on the heels. Walk the hands out. Oh, nice big stretch. So really, really stretch those arms out. Forehead on the ground. In fact, I'm lifting my head a little just to get a really, really nice stretch underneath the body. And then gently come up. Come up to the hands and knees for me. And we'll just do cat and cow. Let's just do a couple of these. And cat. And release. My neighbour's singing. One more. And release. Thank you again for joining me today. Stay safe, stay healthy. At the moment, we're right in the midst of really encouraging people to stay home. So I really hope you find value in my flexibility work. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Love some feedback. You can leave comments below. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.